Welcome to my creating video for week 4 of the Empowered Creative Woman. We're talking about acceptance today, and we're going to be making a set of piece tags. I'm really excited about that. So you're going to need tags, and I wanted to show you there are several different sizes of tags and kinds of tags that you could use. Initially, I was going to use these smaller tags, and I just decided that I needed something bigger, but you can by all means just use a simple set of those smaller tags. There's craft tags that you could use, and I thought about using these too, but I've decided to use my favorite, my standard, my go-to by Ranger. These are the larger tags. I get these off of Amazon. I absolutely love them, and I keep them in my studio all the time because I create lots of things on tags. If you don't have tags and you don't want to buy tags, feel free to use index cards, ATC cards, the artist trading card size cards. You can also purchase those at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Use what you have. You're also going to need black ink for this project, and then various colors of ink. I just get most of these from the dollar bin at Michael's or at Walmart. Acrylic paint. Again, I use cheap stuff for projects like this. I got these from Walmart. They're about $2 a tube. If you don't want to even spend $2, you don't have to. You can get the apple barrel. They're about 50 cents at Walmart or Hobby Lobby or Michael's. The main colors that I'm going to be using, however, the main medium on our tags will be ink, and I'm going to encourage you, if you don't have any spray ink, I encourage you to purchase some. I absolutely love the Dylusions ink because we're going to be playing with my trusty water bottle that I absolutely love as well. So we're going to be playing with ink, and the other thing that we're going to be playing with are Dina Wakley's circle stamps. These were new last spring. All kinds of awesome textures on those circle stamps. I can see myself using these for many different things, and I'm really excited about the way that I'm going to use them on our tags today. And stencils are another thing we're going to be using today. And then lastly is our word sheet, and this word sheet will be in our Facebook group, The Empowered Creative Woman. And these words and phrases I will be using on my tags. And remember, the whole point of doing this is to keep these tags or these index cards or whatever it is you're going to be using for your little canvas, just something that you can keep by your bedside, something you can keep in your purse, in your studio, just so you can be reminded of several things. There is power in acceptance. Focus on what matters. Have faith in what will be. I protect my peace. Accept, acknowledge, recognize, and go where the peace is. Those are some things I'm going to be using on my tags today. Your word sheet will have these, along with many other kinds of words, phrases, and quotes that you can use on your tags or in your art journals or other projects. So I'm going to gesso my tags. I'm making 5 tags today. And we can do this really quick and easy. If you've never gessoed before, I highly encourage you to start doing that. In all of my videos that I do, I gesso just about everything. I've just taken the gesso. I've showed you this before, but I'll show you again. I use the Liquitex Basics gesso. Amazing stuff. You can purchase this with a 40% off coupon from Michael's, and I think this maybe costs like then $12 or something. It's so cheap, and you get so much. I have had this for over a year, and I use it all the time, and I still have over half left. So well worth the money. So I just put some gesso out. I'm just going to gesso these. Gesso also will just add another element and a layer to your work. It'll add a little bit of texture. It'll also add some, what do I want to say, sturdy. It'll make your tag even more sturdy. So if you do want to add some 3D embellishments or something to your tags, you can. What I've decided to do with my tags today is when I create tags, a lot of times I like to do themes. So I'll use many of the same elements on each tag. I'll just make them look differently. I'll use more of the same colors and the same elements, things like that. So I have a theme set. So that's what I've decided to do with that Dina Wakley stamp set that I showed you. I haven't really used those stamps yet, and I've had them for quite a while because they came out last spring, and I bought them right when they came out because I really liked them. And so I've decided that each one of my tags is going to have one of those circles on it along with my quote, and I like that idea of doing that. So the gesso has dried on my tags. Before we get into the actual tag making, I wanted to share with you what I did to create these amazing circles. So these are the circles that I created using Dina Wakley's stamps, an ink pad, black ink, I'm using Memento today, and deli paper. If you've never used deli paper, this is like what they have at my Walmart store. If you get a donut, you can just grab a piece of deli paper and pick that donut up. That is what this paper is. It's nice and thin, and it looks so amazing in your art journals and in your projects. So I stamped this image onto a piece of deli paper that I had pre-painted, and so I had a lot of fun last night. I just painted this deli paper different colors, and then I added my marks and things, and I came up with these beautiful, 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 beautiful different colored little circles, and these are the circles that we're going to use on our tags. So I'm really excited. If you want to see how I created these circles and how I used deli paper, I am going to be creating a video for my YouTube channel, Leslie Ackman, and you can watch that on my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's get back to creating our acceptance tags, and let's start thinking about what accepting means. All right, so the first step in creating these tags, when I'm creating tags, I like to just do a bunch of them at once. So it's really awesome when I have 5 like this. And remember, you can create 1, you can create 5, you can create a whole entire deck of 52 cards if you want. And you can also use playing cards too, by the way, if you don't have tags or index cards for these. So we're making piece tags today. So I've got them gessoed. This paint's going to adhere a lot better. What I'm going to do, instead of using the acrylic paint right away, I'm actually going to be taking some of my stencils, and I want to show you how it's just fun to take, and instead of going and using acrylic paint all the time as your background, it's kind of fun just to start adding stencils to that. So I'm going to take a stencil and some spray ink. This is the Dylusions, and I'm just going to start randomly spraying on my stencils. What I like about doing more than one of these is you can just have fun, and you can just start taking, like I'm doing, and just start doing some different random sprays and just kind of all over your stencils. You can just keep going with it. You don't have to start and stop. So I am just going to start having some fun with this. Sometimes they don't spray. Okay. It's really fun to do this. So like this. I highly recommend, you know, sometimes I'll just do this too if I want to come in my studio and I want to do something, but I maybe don't know exactly what I want to do. Maybe I just want to even listen to some music, and I'll just randomly start doing this, and it's really, really fun. Ooh, I really like that yellow. I think pops of yellow are amazing. Let's do a few more here. Okay, you can kind of see where I'm going with this here. So we've randomly taken these tags and we've just sprayed. I just think I love this look. This is really honestly my favorite look, is just that sprayed look. I think it's just so cool. But I know that I want to add more to these because I want to add some layers, and I want to share with you how I do those layers. So while these are still pretty wet, I'm going to take, these are rainbow inks, and honestly I've had these for so long. I've used these before in some other YouTube videos I've done, and I really don't know if they're even still available, but I need to find out because I love them and I need to get more. And then if I find out, I'll pass them on to you. What I'm going to use here is, this is my little water bottle. You do not have to get the Tim Holtz one. I got it because honestly it's got an awesome sprayer on it and I like the size of it. I used to have a big one, and this is just perfect, so I can throw this in my bag too and go. So while these are still a little wet, I want to make sure these are a little wet. I'm going to add just a little drop of that spray, and then I'm going to spray, and I like the fact that the ink is still wet because it'll make this amazing mess. Okay, so we can also take a towel and just kind of dab that. Oh, I like. I think I need some yellow on this. And I think I'll just do a little bit of this so that yellow will kind of start dripping and going down. I love how rainbowy that is. Okay, so there's one of my tags that I've done. Let's add some drips and drops to that. I think it needs some blue, like a little bit darker blue. And you don't have to always start at the top. You can start at the bottom if you want. So I'm going to start that at the bottom, and just start. And I like how that is just kind of pooled there. Don't forget, you can always use a rag or a paper towel to kind of blot some of that ink off. And then you can even blot it around too. But I really like how that is. I think it needs a little something more. So I'm seeing like maybe some purple or maybe some more blue. So I think I'm gonna add some of these circles with the blue here. Oh yay, yeah, like that a lot. When we talk about accepting, I would really love to hear you girls, if you don't mind sharing, and you do not have to share by any means, but if you feel comfortable about sharing in our group, I would love to hear about some of the things that you're having trouble accepting in your life. Accepting is not an easy thing by any means, and I would really love to hear some of your thoughts on that. So if you noticed on that one, I didn't use this at all. I sprayed through this stencil, the green, and then I just sprayed some water on that, and then it just makes that stencil run, and I love that. Love that look. I wrote these things down as I'm studying through, like last week it was belonging and this week it's accepting. These are things that I want to remember because I think they're just really a powerful tool to use, because I know I'm going to come down this road again and I'm going to have to remind myself of these things. This is what accepting means. So Does it mean, if we accept something, does it mean that we don't continue to go after our dreams and our goals? Does it mean that we become stagnant? Does it mean that we just let bad things happen to us? Absolutely not. Accepting does not mean that. Here's what it does mean: not punishing yourself, letting go of the habit of reacting to it. Whoa, when I read that, I thought, the habit of reacting, because the predicament that I'm in right now with my family, we've been here before, and I never thought we'd be here again. And so I found myself, when I knew we were going to be in this predicament again, it was almost as if all those old feelings that I would just go to, that I would have, they just all came flooding back. And I thought to myself, those were learned behaviors, and I don't want to make those behaviors that I had in the past, I don't want them to become a habit now. I want to, because I learned a lot from the last time that I was in this predicament, and I want to take what I've learned and keep moving forward. Not being interested in how bad it is, not focusing on agreeing or disagreeing with it, feeling calm and comfortable around it. Allow it to be the way it is. And I think for me, this is the big one. Allow it to be the way it is. Accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And doesn't that quote give us a bunch of hope? And I'm going to put that on your word sheet so you can use that in your journals. So those are just a few things I've learned this week from accepting. I hope that you will learn those things too and embrace those things. And all right, let's get back to our tags. Let's see how they're doing. They're pretty dry. Dried them with my dryer, and now they're all set to go. I'm just loving this. This is the messy, wonderful look that I so love. So the next step for me is, after I put about 2 layers of stencils with the inks on my piece cards, and the reason I chose these colors is because they just make me incredibly happy. And I want these cards to make me happy and bring me peace. So the next step is to pick one of my circles. Now, what I would suggest to you, if you do not have these circle stamps, I'm not suggesting you go out and buy them. What I am suggesting is that maybe there is a stamp that you have, or perhaps a shape like a heart or something that you could just cut out of designer paper, or out of some paper that you even just paint with either like copy paper or something. But I'm just suggesting that you choose one shape or one stamp that really speaks to you, and then use them in different ways on your stamps. That's what I'm suggesting. So for me, I have chosen the Dina Wakley stamp set, and this one, I really love this particular one a lot. I like how the little purpley things, the marks I had made, I like how that appeared on the stamp. So I'm going to take one of my stamps and, or one of my tags actually, and kind of just see where I want it to go. just use the matte kind. I do not like the gloss kind at all. I just like the matte kind. And then I just use a brush. I don't use Mod Podge on everything. I think I shared that in the last, in week 3 with you, is that I don't like to use Mod Podge in my journals a lot. I just use an Elmer's glue stick. But for projects like this, I'll definitely use the Mod Podge. I decided when I had the camera off and I was waiting for these tags to dry and I was going to get my Mod Podge, I decided that I did want to use some washi tape, I think, on these. So if you have washi tape, fantastic. If you don't have washi tape, don't worry about it. But washi tape, for those of you that don't know, it's just this beautiful colored tape. It's very thin and it just goes right on your project. You can get it at any craft store, and Walmart actually sells it now too.